I can't hear it, so.
I know. I just for my sake, I need to turn it off. No, I need to turn it off for my sake.
Can you?
I know. This video may be inappropriate for some users. I know this.
Correct.
I have already agreed to this. Please. Por favor. Let me try to do this again. Opening a new one. Por favor. Yes. Hello. Wow. Okay, it's working.
Shoot. Yeah, it's working.
Cool. Oh shit. No, I don't want that live. I just want to mute it.
Everything seems to be going well.
I mean, it is currently going.
That's good.
I mean, it is currently going.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm very left side.
It is
Did
currently
you know that?
going.
That's good.
I don't know what. Okay. What does that mean?
I'm very left side.
It is
Did you know
currently
that?
going.
I'm gonna go mono. See how that changes things.
Okay. Oh, your audio completely. I think. Yeah, I think last time you were entirely left.
Okay.
Oh, and I was entirely right. I think. Yeah, I think last time you were entirely left. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
And I was entirely right. I think. Yeah.
Hello?
Last time you were
Hold on.
entirely
Okay.
And I was entirely right. I think. Yeah.
Hello?
Last time you were
Hold on.
entirely
Okay.
And I was entirely right. I think. Yeah.
I don't look
Stop talking.
roastably white today. Oh Jesus Christ! Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. We're in a loop. Sorry. I was trying to see if it had changed my audio. Chill, chat. Chill. We're not starting the episode.
Well, they
yet.
can't hear you if you're in a loop.
They will when the loop's done looping.
It's never gonna be done looping.
I'm live. I'm here. I'm live. It is. For me, it is working.
Yeah, and I sound okay.
You sound fine. Well, I'm not listening. Hang on. Speak.
Is it mono or is it stereo?
No, you're in both. You're in both.
Okay, six. I fixed it. Sorry, chat. Yeah, it was a little weird. Jacob disconnected. Hello, Jacob.
I'm still here.
Oh man, you're glitching out hard.
You're
not even moving. Let me leave and come back. Sorry, chat. This is why we didn't play the intro music first, to disappoint you after 5 minutes. Right,
is it working now?
Yep. I can see Jacob. Still a little washed out on my end, but doesn't look bad on the YouTube over here.
It's better than it fucking was last time. I'm not roastably washed out. I think the light's all the way fucking down. Jesus Christ. Is chat frozen for you too? Oh, it says buffering. God damn it. I probably need to...
Let me see. Not chat's here. I got chat. Hello, chat.
Oh, he's good. Okay. One of mine just says buffering. Oh my God. Is that an icon? Did he post that? You son of a bitch.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't even know what fucking day it is, and he's fucking doing this shit to me.
That's fucking good.
Yeah, see, I'm not roastably fucking... Oh, it's the hat, see? It's because I'm wearing the hat.
Yes, it's shade.
It's old as fuck, and it's the dirtiest fucking thing I own.
Clearly, it shades his face.
Yeah, I get it's an emoji now. I have rolled myself beyond space and time, and I'm not thrilled. I keep catching this sheet out of the corner of my eye, and I think something's standing behind me. I'm like, the Grim Reaper's like right here to get me. I'm like, this is it. Every time I turn to get a drink, it scares the shit out of me a little bit.
Watch Jacob fall out of his chair tonight on the episode.
If I get drunk enough, I don't know. I'm in the gaming chair, so
yeah.
I'm pretty
fully supported.
Fucking get these seatbelts on.
Oh shoot! Get your helmet on.
What's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing?
I suppose we need to get this show on the road eventually, huh?
Moscow Mule for me, yes.
Oh yeah, another whiskey ginger.
Just what I had laying around.
I have whiskey and ginger beer.
Shoot, should we get this show on the road?
Yes. I don't have like an action clappy thing, but
shit. Chill. Just chill. All right, well, welcome to Counting Cryptids.
Yes, hello. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm Connor.
Oh yeah, I'm Jacob. I guess. I guess everybody in chat over here is fully aware of this, but we just remembered that like we have to definitively like record a podcast, so we need a starting point for that instead of just like awkwardly stumbling into that every single time.
I've somehow made it work for the last 2 or 3 episodes, but
3 seasons, but no big deal.
Fair, fair.
Okay, so today is
What do we call them?
slightly less cryptozoological than sometimes,
Yes.
if that is fair to say. This is
It's-
an abduction.
Yeah, it's more
So we're
so
talking
a
extraterrestrial sort of
event.
situation. Dude, I always turn the fucking brightness down on this fucking computer too. I gotta figure that out.
I don't know what the settings are like for. Oh,
I am in
oh, we were
display
turned blue.
settings presently.
What time is it? It's cryptid time.
All right, that's pretty good. Actually, I don't dislike that. All right, I guess I'm just gonna deal with it. I don't see anything about adjustments, and I can't find the button, so fuck it.
Thank you, Chamomile Cat,
Fuck it.
from my wife, from the Copper Cup, legally obtained.
Is it solid copper?
I have no idea.
I had to like go out of my way to buy a solid copper one because they every single one of them's like fucking like lined with something else. Is it one color all the way through?
No,
Is it silver inside?
no.
It's still like the copper color.
Like dark towards the top. It's kind of gross.
It was
looking, to
probably
be
just like
honest with you.
worn, right?
Sure, man. I don't know.
Okay.
It looks like copper
They
to me.
they had to quit carrying the solid copper ones in restaurants, and they had to do the lined ones because you can't like wash them correctly or some shit. We tried to fucking start this and already got off topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Chamomile Cat's fault. I'm just drinking over here.
Okay, so we're starting the
Chamomile
podcast.
Cat,
we're talking
that's
about
on you.
we're talking about
you take a
aliens.
drink.
We're talking about aliens, provided that you are of legal drinking age and not driving.
Yes.
Hello, Joni.
Joni, welcome.
All right. We need to actually do this though. So
Pascagoula Abduction event.
good. I did not once look up how to pronounce the name of this place.
Pascagoula.
Cool, Pascagoula.
Guessing.
I would really like this to be called Incident, but the Pascagoula Abduction is really. I emphasize that really weird. Abduction is. I mean, it fucking says it on the screen. I guess. Why am I
Mhm.
bothering? So I guess. Do we start with the story, or do we talk about what it looks like first?
I was ready just to get balls deep in it.
Okay, inserting. So I guess the story is based around the shared experience of two shipyard workers, 42-year-old Charles Hickson and 19-year-old Calvin Parker. The two were fishing along the banks of the Pascagoula River after work on the 11th of October, 1973, when they heard a, quote, whizzing sound from above. Suddenly, an oval-shaped craft appeared in front of them, hovering about 2 feet off the ground. It was described as a 30-foot object with a dome on it, had flashing blue lights, and was surrounded by a blue haze. A door opened on the craft, and 3 humanoid creatures emerged, who seized the men, dragging them onto the UFO. When they were touched by the creatures, they became weightless and were, quote, floated onto the ship. The men claimed that they were, quote, paralyzed and numb during this interaction. Calvin reported that he was so scared he fainted. Did you want to real quick then talk about what they looked like, since now we have already introduced the creatures like immediately?
Yeah, the creatures are here, and they've abducted 2 humans.
What the fuck they look like?
They are big gray aliens, slits for eyes and mouth, and then have these obtrusions for ears and their nose.
I just saw those described as carrot-like.
Yeah, I mean, the picture here on the live show, it looks like a bunch of sausages.
It looks like the being itself is comprised of sausages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very wrinkly.
Very.
Obscenely wrinkly.
They had lobster claws. They stood just over 5 feet tall. They were weird, and their legs were connected or very.
They only had one leg, is what I saw as well, and it didn't have toes. They also don't have a neck.
Yes, necklace.
They kind of it's very stiff. I don't get how you really move too much like that. Yes,
You
lobster
hover.
claws. You are correct. The lobster
they-
claws.
They hovered, Jacob.
They hovered.
They,
I guess that would
believe
make
they
sense.
Hovered.
So I guess they have now been abducted. Once on the ship, Charles claims that he was examined by what resembled a large football-shaped mechanical eye that was 6 to 8 inches in diameter. That he said scanned his body. Calvin didn't remember much of what happened on the craft. Again, he fainted because he was so scared. He did recall a few vague details later under hypnosis, and then I think more recently has claimed to have that he lied when he gave that initial.
The initial what? I can't do that right now, Nathan.
That initial report. Excuse me. Did I DC again? What's going on here?
No, you're fine. Nathan sent me a message and I can't look at it. Sorry, Nathan. What were you talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
They got scanned by this mechanical eye. It's like a football shaped.
Oh, so
mechanical
talking
eye.
about So under hypnosis, he did recall a few vague details then, but I think in more recent times he has since said that it was a lie, that he didn't remember anything when he gave that interview.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Originally, he said that he had not done it. I think he tried to go under regression hypnosis, and it just didn't work. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit more later. But yeah, like 20 years later, in an interview with the Sun something,
I believe it was the Sun.
he let out that it was all a lie, that he remembered it was like so bad that he couldn't tell anybody. Pretty much, it was the worst thing that's ever happened to him. Wish I could find it here. It was the Sun Herald in 2018, so about 40 years later. Math. He told the reporter that he had lied about not being
43.
able to remember what had happened aboard the alien ship, and recalled being brought upon board to a room at the end of the hallway to the left of the craft's entrance. He claims that he was laid down on a slope table and examined by a small, seemingly female being. He also claimed that while being paralyzed, he was still able to observe being injected by a needle in the underside of the base of his dick.
Excuse me?
Yeah, this is what he said on to the Sun
Repeat
Herald.
that. I did not see this. Repeat that.
Unfortunately,
repeat that.
While he was still paralyzed, he was able to observe the female being injecting a needle into the underside of the base of his dick. He goes on to say that the being communicated with him telepathically, suggesting that he had been taken for a reason. While Parker wasn't able to define it, he felt a sense of imminent harm. He claimed that after 19 years after the incident, he was contacted again by the same craft. This time, he voluntarily boarded the craft and met the same female being that examined his body the first time. He claimed to have a conversation with her in English, in which she communicated to him a religious message. She informed him that they shared the same God, that the Bible was authentic, and her species wanted to live on Earth, but couldn't due to humanity's tendency towards war and destruction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So after 15, 20 minutes they spend on the ship, estimated. It seems like that was around the time they thought that they had spent on the ship. They were returned to their original positions on the riverbank, once again being levitated by the creatures on their way out. It had mentioned Charles' feet dragging on the ground behind him. The two scrambled to get to the car, where they sat for 45 minutes, freaking the fuck out until they calmed down enough to try and report their sighting. They first called a nearby Kessler Air Force Base, but were told to go to the police. The men arrived at Jackson County Sheriff's Department, Mississippi, at around 10:30 p.m. to report what had happened. After about a half an hour of questioning, Sheriff Fred Diamond left the two alone in a room with a hidden recording device, assuming that if they were lying, their private conversation would quickly give them away. But much to his surprise, the two never strayed from their original story and seemed incredibly distressed. I had I had seen that they had gone so far as to eventually insist that they be given polygraph tests when the
Yes.
police expressed skepticism, and that they both passed their polygraph tests, the lie detectors.
Yes.
The tape.
Actually,
yeah, go ahead.
I think with the lie, did you say both of them passed it? Because I had seen in one space that only Charles Hickson took the lie detector test. Parker never took one, even though they both said at the beginning that they would.
Parker. Okay, I did not see that
Parker
information.
was the only one. Like Parker didn't take.
I had just seen
one.
that the polygraph test was passed. I guess I assumed that it was both of them. That's probably on me.
Yeah, I think it was Charles Hickson. We can talk about
Okay.
that test more later.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is some skepticism being thrown at that. People saying that the person giving that test was inexperienced at reading a polygraph. Is that accurate?
Exactly.
Okay, so allegedly that person wasn't like new at doing it and was not necessarily that credible. And then in the future, when people asked him to take another one, he refused to. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Okay.
He had only taken one, and it was iffy.
Allegedly.
They also brought a catfish to the sheriff's office.
Excuse me?
The department. Yeah, they brought a catfish with them that they caught when they were fishing.
We were definitely fishing. I have a catfish to prove it.
Yeah. To prove there's an alibi.
Okay, that's weird, but okay. So allegedly, the tape of their conversations, their private conversation with the secret recording, is still on file at Jackson County Sheriff's Department. I didn't find that anywhere. I don't know. You might have found it, but I don't think we could play it without getting the pantsuit off us or pulled off of YouTube. But we do have the transcript, so we're gonna read that.
Reenact it.
It's a little hard to read, but bear with us. I think we did practice this one, so I gotta remember which one isn't my line that I have highlighted.
I should probably read off yours.
Oh, that way it's the same ones.
It's the same. They'll read off.
Except that one highlight thing is wrong on mine, and yours are not.
Mine's changed. I changed it. All right. This starts off with Calvin. I'll be Calvin. Jacob will be Charles.
I will be Charles.
Connor playing Calvin. I got to get home and get to bed or get some nerve pills or see the doctor or something. I can't stand it. I'm about to go half crazy.
I tell you, when we're through, I'll get you something to settle down so you can get some damn sleep.
I can't sleep yet like it is. I'm just damn near crazy.
Well, Calvin, when they brought me out of that thing, God damn it, I like to never in hell got you straightened out.
My damn arms. My arms. I remember they just froze up and I couldn't move. Just like I stepped on a damn rattlesnake.
They didn't do me like that.
I passed out. I expect I never passed out in my whole life.
I've never seen nothing like that in my life. Before in my life, you can't make people believe.
I don't want to keep sitting here. I want to see a doctor.
They better wake up and start believing. They better start believing.
You see how that damn door come right up?
I don't know how it opened, son. I don't know.
It just laid up, and just like that, those sons of bitches, just like that, they came out.
I know. You can't believe it. You can't make people believe it.
I paralyzed right then. I couldn't move.
They won't believe it. They're going to believe it one of these days. Might be too late. I knew all along there was people from other worlds up there. I knew all along. I never thought it would happen to me.
You know yourself, I don't drink.
I know that, son. When I get to your house, I'm going to get when I get to the house, I'm going to get me another drink and make me sleep. Look, what we sitting around for? I got to go tell Blanche. What we waiting for?
I got to go to the house. I'm getting sick. I got to get out of here.
Charles leaves the room.
It's hard to believe. Oh, God, it's awful. I know there's a God up there. End transcript. I've been Connor playing Calvin, and that's been
Hmm.
Jacob playing Charles.
So I have another quote here from Jackson County Sheriff Captain Glenn Ryder in 1975 when asked about this specific incident. Quote, "We did everything we knew to try to break their stories. If they were lying to me, they should be in Hollywood."
Mm-hmm. I
So
think
apparently they were pretty believable the entire time they were there.
we were pretty believable. Maybe we belong in Hollywood.
Definitely not. I don't want no parts of that.
And so this story goes on. The incidents happened, but the after effects of the men we can get into a little bit. The following day, they went back to work.
Oh yes.
Initially, the two didn't discuss their encounter, but coworkers noticed that Parker seemed very anxious. And then a few hours into the day, Sheriff Diamond telephoned the men saying that reporters were swarming the office seeking information about the abduction, which Hickson replied with anger. He accused Sheriff Diamond of breaking his confidentiality code, but Diamond insisted that he didn't leak any information. And then overhearing this conversation was the foreman where Hickson and Parker worked. They suggested that he get in touch with Walker's brother-in-law, Joe Colingo, which was obviously his brother-in-law, as well as a prominent attorney and represented the shipyard. They met with Colingo, Hickson, and Parker, and where Hickson expressed concern that he may have been exposed to radiation. So the three men, joined by a detective, Tom Huntley, which was a fitting name for a detective, Huntley. I thought that was pretty nice. Went to the local hospital, which lacked the instruments needed to test for radiation. From there, the men visited Keesler Air Force Base, where they were examined by several doctors. Hickson and Parker were then interviewed by the military intelligence chief of the base, and the whole command base, all the base command people observed the proceedings.
Do you have
I have more
stuff about the proceedings? Okay, cool. Yes.
I don't have anything more about the proceedings. Do you?
I have a small bit from that paper. I will have a link in the description to the official Keesler Field UFO interrogation of Hickson and Parker. There will be a link to that in the description. And so at the bottom, there is a note about more witnesses. So 2 persons who reported sighting an object at approximately the same time were Raymond Brodus, a local probation and parole officer, and an individual named Larry from Larry's Standard Station on Market and Highway 90. In again, that Pascagoula. I did try to look up that location. I didn't find anything that just isn't directly related to this story. The closest thing I found was a Lenny's Grill and Subs that is on a Market Street right off of Highway 90 in Pascagoula, Mississippi, but it's not the same name, and it's a chain restaurant that was founded in 1998, so it has nothing to do with it. But it's right there.
Could hit it.
It's not about it. I mean, they have the report there, but it is included that 2 other people reported seeing a UFO on that same day in that same location. One of them was a probation and parole officer. The other is Larry. I had no last name on Larry. The other one I got first and last name. He knew how to report something. The other guy was like, "Hey, this is fucking Larry from Larry's down the road."
Yeah, Larry said.
Market and Highway 90, baby. He's just, whatever. So I don't know. But this was, I believe, October 16th, 1973. Oh, no. This is a different one. Hang on. This was the 12th. Please hold for confirmation.
Holding for confirmation?
Yes, this interrogation was the 12th.
Okay.
According to the document. That is what it is dated on the top of this document.
Interesting. Anyway, they drew up. Colingo drew up a contract to represent Hickson and Parker, but they didn't go on with working with him. They thought that, or Hickson at least thought that Kalinga just wanted to make money off of them in their story. But it only took like a couple days before everybody in the world knew about Pascagoula and the abductions there. So like on top of reporters, they had people like Professor James A. Harder, a UC Berkeley engineering professor and APRO member, as well as Dr. J. Allen Hynek, an astronomer formerly with Project Blue Book.
Ooh.
And this is where I had Harder try hypnotic regression on the men, but apparently it didn't work.
Okay. Do you have anything else about hypnosis?
No, not really.
I couldn't
You
really
just get
find much on it.
hypnotized.
Like, yeah, the only thing I saw about the sessions were allegedly from this Dr. Alan Heinrich. I think you maybe just mentioned him.
Yeah, Hynek.
Yeah, Heinrich.
The astronomer formerly with Project Blue Book.
Yes, I believe at the time he was Northwestern University's astronomy department.
Yeah, I believe so.
But I believe the quote was attributed to him that there is no question in my mind that these men have had a terrifying experience. Their emotions and very strong feelings of terror are impossible to fake under hypnosis.
Hynek also
Allegedly, but I don't know. It sounded like you had seen otherwise, or am I
what?
misinterpreting what you had just said previously?
I don't know.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Continue.
Hynek also coined the term Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which he sold to Steven Spielberg for the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind in 1977. Yeah, apparently it was that guy. But this brings in kind of, we can go here, I guess.
Do it.
Ufologist Philip Mantle, who was former director of investigations for the British UFO Research Association.
That guy.
He now obtains files containing the notes from Harder's investigation, pretty much everything on the case. He says that there is like a dozen missing boxes of material, tapes, recordings, all this stuff missing from the collection, I guess. He thinks they mysteriously went missing, like pointing towards Hynek's involvement with Project Blue Book, like he's pointing towards a government cover-up type thing. And Hynek is working to help cover it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about that. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. It is a bit of information surrounding the subject.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to go off of on that one.
I saw that after the event, Parker skipped town. Just like a few weeks after the eventual incident, Parker skipped town to go home to get married, where he picked up jobs in the oil fields, and if anybody at work recognized him, he would just quit and find another job. Obviously, trying to hide it.
I'd also seen shortly after he had some sort of mental breakdown that he was hospitalized for. It
I
didn't
see too much about that.
Find much more information on that other than that it happened, and it definitely happened.
Yeah. Sounds like it happened.
I was not there, but it was mentioned in a lot of places, and I believe he was quoted as having claimed that had happened to him. So
yeah, Parker also said that like if Hickson, like a lot of people say Hickson was trying to make money off it, like they do with all sort of sensationalized media.
But he certainly did not.
Did not. Yeah, Parker said that he had paid like occasionally Hickson's electricity bill before he died. Like was not well off.
Yeah, I mean, so Charles kind of didn't hate the publicity as much as Calvin did. Charles was
a little more out
he kind of seemed to like it. I mean, he appeared on Johnny Carson and Dick Cavett TV talk show in January of 1974, and then occasionally speaking at UFO conferences in later years. And then he also wrote that book about his experience titled "UFO Contact at Pascagoula which is now
Yes.
being republished by Philip Mantle, who we just talked about. I don't.
Who also published
He was
Parker's book.
yes, more recently than this information, but he was also quoted as talking about this experience, this event as one of the most unique close encounters on record.
Up there with the Betty and Barney Hill incident.
Oh yes, the classic. Was that 19
61.
Oh, okay. But this Philip has since gathered additional corroborating evidence. In 2001, Mike Cataldo, is that how you say that one?
Cataldo? Sure.
Sure. Okay. A retired Navy chief petty officer revealed that he observed, quote, an object like a large tambourine with small flashing lights at dusk on the same day in 1973. Philip had also received an email in 2017 from a man by the name of Evan claiming that he had, quote, seen a UFO on his parents' nearby farm about an hour before the Pascagoula abduction.
Interesting.
And from the October 16th, 1973, I have an article. There's a goddamn. The date on the article is October 16th. I don't have the fucking name of the article right in front of me. That's unfortunate. I had it somewhere. And now I don't remember where the fuck I was at in my notes. This is embarrassing. Anyway, in this, it was in the Sun. I don't remember the name of the article. I will find it later, and it will be in the description. But there's a clip from this newspaper from October 16th, 1973, and at the very end, it says that the Sheriff Fred Diamond claimed that 12 other locals had reported seeing the UFO. I saw a few reports that others, or a few claims that others reported something that looked like a helicopter-like object, and one person supposed that it was an experiment from the nearby Air Force Base that we have brought up like 5 times.
Yeah, that Air Force Base. Like to know a little bit more about Kiesler.
I guess one more. I guess in 2019, another couple came forward, claiming to have seen the UFO on the same day. Maria and Vernon Jerry Blair. I guess they were in their car looking out across the river when they spotted the strange blue lights in the sky. Maria said, I thought it was an aeroplane because it's bright lights flashing. And it just kept going back and forth across the sky. I told my husband there's something wrong with that plane. It's like he doesn't know where he wants to go. They watched the lights for around 40 minutes before getting out of the car to get a better look. We started walking down the pier and something came up out of the water. It was like a person. I told Jerry, there's someone out there. They came up out of the water, then went back down. So I'm standing there waiting for this person, and the water rippled out. He said, come on, there's no one out here. I know I saw it. I walked down to the boat, and it was about 11:30 p.m. to 12 p.m., but it's definitely supposed to be a.m. because that's midnight. That's how time works. Before I came back down to the pier, I was by myself. I ran back to the car. What the couple didn't know is that at the same moment, Charles and Calvin were on the opposite riverbank being abducted. So in 2019, this couple is coming forward and claiming to have seen those lights and been like, oh, there's some weird down in the water, and then just fucking left. And like, while this was happening to Charles and Calvin.
Yeah, from what I understand, like that pier is a pretty popular place for people to be at.
I mean, there was a boat on the end of the pier. I know that there was boats down there, so I mean, somebody at least frequents it. I don't know enough about the area. I mean, nowadays, let alone the area in 1973, I really have no way of confirming that. I don't think.
Well, there's about 27,000 people in
Pascagoula.
Pascagoula. I want to say Pensacola, but that's not it. 27,000 people in 1970. I don't know how, compact that is. I don't know the area at all.
It seemed like it was decent size, but I suppose that just depends on
Port City,
like like how far out you scroll on Google Maps. So it's all subjective, right? Just depends on your unit of measurement.
Google Math inches. Google Maps inches.
Google Math.
Google Math inches.
They make it calculators now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right.
If you are.
I mean, you had mentioned that Charles died. He died on September 9th, 2011, at the age of 80.
Did I mention
Calvin's
that
still
he had
alive.
died?
Yeah, you briefly said like until he died or before his death.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
could still
because
be
you're talking about how
alive.
Calvin paid his. No, you mentioned that
Electric
Calvin
bill,
paid
yeah.
his. Yeah, electric bill. No, it was implied that he died. He died in 2011.
Rest in
Calvin's
peace.
still alive. He's like 64, 65. I don't know. He's publishing a book.
Yeah, he published a book in
He's
2018.
he's
I
out there.
believe.
Oh, it's already out. Okay.
Yeah, it's already out. I'm pretty sure.
It was like a Calvin Parker story. Is that what it was called? I don't remember the
I
fucking
have
name.
it here in my notes. Hold on. Yeah. Too many notes. The Pascagoula, the closest encounter, released in July 2018.
Okay, so it was 2018.
Yes. And then Charles Hickson's book in 1983 was UFO Contact at Pascagoula.
Yes,
Holy shit,
I
word is
had
hard to
that
say.
one. Yes.
So
It was really easy
check
at the
those
start of
books
this,
out.
but it is getting more difficult as we go through.
I'm just slowly getting dumber. Brain cells are dying.
I relate to that. Not having left the house in 3 weeks, I relate to that.
I've got some other skeptics.
Yes, do it. I have a very large bit about something that I don't think that you had.
Okay, I've got two people
But-
here.
Okay, yes, do it.
First one here is Philip J. Class, who found discrepancies in Hickson's story.
I think we talked
when
about one of these earlier.
This is where he brings up the polygraph test, saying
Yes.
the examiner determined that he did believe the story, but Class argued that the test was administered by an experienced operator and that Hickson refused to take another test with a more experienced police operator. He also points out in one instance Hickson referring to the creatures as having a hole for a mouth, but later describes their mouths as slits. And you're picking at straws there, but they led to Class to believe that they were a hoax. And then we've got Joe Nickel. He wrote that Hickson's behavior was questionable. He stated that Hickson altered or embellished his story whenever he appeared on shows like Johnny Carson or Dick Cavett or wherever else he was interviewing or talking, where he claimed additional encounters with aliens in 1974, alleging that the aliens told him they were peaceful, similar to what it sounds like happened to Parker 19 years later from the incident. What's the math on that, by the way?
On what?
When the event happened plus 19. 73 plus 19. Math.
92? Quick math?
Okay.
I mean, add 20 and subtract 1. That's how that works, right?
I could be wrong on how long it was, but Parker said that he had been visited again by the same aliens. And then at some point in some interviews, Charles Hickson says that he had additional encounters with aliens, like he said 1974, saying the same thing essentially. Like both, they wanted to be peaceful, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that makes it more believable or less. They just both happen to be visited by different aliens. I would be much more obliged to believe it if it was the same year. They both got visited the same year. It might be something to take a look at. But Nichols speculated that Hickson may have fantasized the encounter with the aliens during a hypnagogic or a walking dream state.
Yeah, I got a whole bit about this. I don't know how much you
Okay.
have on it. I don't want to
This is
step
a little
on your
tail end
toes
here.
here. If you got a lot on it, go for it.
I've got nothing. I'll finish
okay,
this
okay,
sentence
okay.
off and then you hit it.
Yeah.
So he added that Parker's corroboration of the tale was likely due to suggestibility, since he told police that he had passed out at the beginning of the incident and failed to regain consciousness till it was over. A lot of people point to him being like 17 or 19.
He was 19 at the time. Yeah.
At the time, being very impressionable.
Yeah. So this theory is that the two had been drinking before the incident. Hickson had admitted later that he had been drinking.
Yes, whiskey.
So they might have. It is suggested that they had fallen asleep and that Hickson entered this hypnagogic state or waking dream, like you had just mentioned, which is a trance-like condition between waking and sleeping, in which some people experience hallucinations, often with bizarre imagery, including strange beings that often seem peculiarly vivid and detailed. This state may be accompanied by what is called sleep paralysis, the body's inability to move due to still being in sleep mode. Charles experienced both strange entities as well as the inability to move. Additionally, bright lights, odd noises, and the sense of floating are all reportedly symptoms of this waking dream experience. The bright lights of the ship, the whizzing sound that it made, the being floated onto the ship, all of these are just symptoms of this state. So then again, the argument of Calvin is okay, but what about Calvin? So I believe that you had mentioned he had just fainted right away. So the theory is he passed out, he faints, whatever it is, and he doesn't regain consciousness until after the event. So again, this Joe Nichols famous alien abduction in Pascagoula. He later remembered bits and pieces of the alleged and would be consistent example of folie à deux, a French expression for the folly of two, in which the recipients convinces another of some alleged occurrence as by the power of suggestion, the force of dominant personality, or the like. Or the person simply acquiesces for whatever reason. Young Parker's position was vulnerable. He was new in town. He had recently joined the shipyard where Hutchinson worked and was also living with Hitchinson. So this is a pretty compelling argument since everything that is a symptom of this is basically just like, oh yeah, this is just a thing that happens sometimes. You can just be like asleep and awake at the same time and then simultaneously have sleep paralysis, which is totally fucked. So either way, whether or not something actually was there and took them aboard or it was just hallucinating, it's terrifying. Either way, that fucking sucks and is terrifying.
Yeah.
I have this other thing in here. I guess I'm going to start to go off on this now. So if it's a waking dream, it kind of seems like it's just like it makes normal things appear to be crazy. That's how I'm imagining it, like just like tripping balls where you just like see a normal thing but it doesn't look like a normal thing, or it's like it's melting. So like what if he stumbled across like a commercial crab trap, which are made of metal, or at the very least they have a metal frame. They're sometimes round and other times they're bell shaped. They have a special LED light to attract the crabs on them. Open my notes. I have 2 pictures of crab traps. I want you to pull those up real quick because I really want you to see this. Like, I was reading about the testing of it when they were doing lights, and the only color reference is that they tried an array of colors and they found the red lights performed the worst. So in my mind, that would mean that blue worked the best, but I'm dumb, so maybe I'm wrong. But it wasn't as bad as okay. But yeah, like you see the shape, it's kind of like UFO-y kind of shaped.
Sorry.
But then pull up the other one, motherfucker. The other one has the light. Pull up the other one. There's another crab trap with light photo.
This one. Yeah, that could be.
Okay, yeah, you see the shape. Pull up. I want you to pull up the other one. Yes, that. Because the light. You see the shape of it and the light?
Mm-hmm.
So if
Why
you're
would it be
fucking
floating through the
hallucinating,
air,
you
though?
can't move. You're not. You just feel like you're floating. What if he's just like in the water a little bit? Maybe he was floating in the water, but if the floating is a symptom of it, fuck, maybe the light wasn't even a symptom. If the light came from this, he's just seeing something, but it appeared like more than it was.
You're
Like
really hitting
this
the
started
bottle
as a
hard.
joke, but the more I look into it, the more I'm like, fuck, this kind of seems like it's it. Like, okay, yeah, like what if he is just wandering around, or he's just standing there and one's just floating around. The door was open, 3 crabs came out. Like that's all it is. It's just he's just
Wait,
tripping balls and it's
they're
just normal things
passed out
happening.
drunk?
Like what's going on? I hate that like this argument kind of speaks volumes to me because I don't I've said it a lot of times, that stupid ass thing where it's like, oh yeah, I've been drinking for a decade. I've never hallucinated anything, but like, I'm sure that he probably never had either. Like, if he's just going into this state and experiencing this crazy fucking thing, like, what was he, 42 years old?
Something
And
like that, 40,
like
42.
you've been drinking for at least 20 years at that point, probably something more like 30. Like, all of a sudden you're just fucking tripping balls like that. I don't know. Like, to me that would seem like a very real experience, I think, and even I don't know if it makes it less terrifying being not a real experience.
So what if it is a hallucinogen or hallucination?
One thing that bothers me about the hallucination is the conversation that they had when they were being taped secretly at the jail when they went to the
But
police.
they had
Because-
at least an hour, if not days, to plan this all out and get it all right.
Well, okay. I mean, assuming they had discussed it beforehand, they had conspired previously. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Why not? They work together.
If they were just making this whole thing up, why? But Calvin just like dipped and didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. The thing that gets me is how many people like noticed that Calvin was uncomfortable with it. But was he uncomfortable because of what happened?
Because he's a
Or
bad at
because
lying.
Yeah, or
And he
because
didn't-
like
okay.
Charles had talked him into doing this and wasn't all in, or like just was really uncomfortable with lying.
Well, I mean, okay. So if we're assuming that they don't know, again, that this conversation, they don't know that they're being recorded. While
Yes.
they like they are in a room with a secret recording device, they don't know that they're being recorded. That's just a conversation that they are having.
Right.
Calvin mentions, what was it? You see how the damn door come up, right?
Yeah. Something
It just
completely
laid up, and those
irrelevant.
sons of bitches, they just came out. So like, he's also bringing that up. So unless that is an irrelevant conversation about something else that they witnessed that freaked them the fuck out, but they never brought up, and they faked an alien abduction story to cover up whatever the real thing was. Like, what the fuck is that? That's even weirder than whatever the fuck lobster crab people is. Like, I don't know. This one's fucking weird and it's pissing me
It's
off.
very weird. Also, there's no name for the alien.
There's not. I am fucking annoyed about that too. I don't know if they classify as like insectoids, but like, that's not what I imagine when I think of insectoids.
Right.
And like, the two seemed very adamant at what happened. And the other thing that, okay, so like, then you have the lie detector test, which we've already talked about. So I don't know. Those aren't super reliable anyway. So I don't know that carries much weight. Calvin was hospitalized for this mental breakdown briefly after. We talked about that. I don't know if you could maybe blame that on just being like, we lied about this thing and the media's fucking everywhere and this is all over the place and what the fuck do we do? And maybe, but like, the other thing I wanted to mention here is, if my math is right, there is at least 18 people who have claimed to see the UFO in that area on that day.
Yeah, that's a huge point to bring up.
So Charles and Calvin would be the first two, the guys that we've been talking about this entire time. In that original Sun article from 1973, they had mentioned that 12 others had reported it. This was on the 16th that article was released. So that's within 4 or 5 days. The event was on the 11th, but they didn't go to the police until the 12th. So nobody knows about it until shortly after that.
It was my
So I'm gonna
understanding that
say-
they had gone that night.
It kind of seemed that way, but maybe they did.
And it sucks because I can't talk to either of them.
I mean, you can
I mean, I could talk to Parker, but
shoot Calvin an email.
I-
I'll find you a contact.
okay.
I'll find you a contact. Don't worry about it.
I'll just hit him up on the Twitter, slide in those DMs.
Yep, factual. So okay, so then there's the 2 plus the 12, so that's 14. I'm assuming Raymond Brodus and Larry were included in that number, which are the two that were included on the Air Force Base interrogation of the two that happened on the 12th. So it was the day after the event. There is already 2 people who have come forth that are named on here. The 16th, there's 12 people mentioned. I assume that those 2 are included in that 12, so I'm not adding those 2. Then later we have Mike Cataldo and Evan, who reported to Philip. So
Yes.
14, that's 16. Then we had Maria and
Maria
Vernon,
and
so that's
Vernon, yeah.
18. Additionally, the creatures are pretty unique for an extraterrestrial story. I don't know any other lobster clawed aliens with wrinkly skin and one leg. That's different. So if he's making shit up, credit where it's fucking due. Like, I don't know where you got that one.
From the crab, all the crab fishing.
Well, I mean, shit, I don't know. I mean, he got a catfish, but I don't know. It's the 18 other people seeing a UFO on that day. I get like some of the ones that are coming forward later, like maybe like, oh, I'm just gonna call myself into the story for one reason or the other. But like 2 people the next day. I'm saying that is less than 24 hours later that paper is printed.
Yeah.
From that interrogation article, because if that's if they see this on the night on the 11th, I assume they either like after it's the next day they're brought there, so it's during the day. It's 12 hours, 15 hours after the event they're there. 2 other people have reported it. They haven't had time to go and tell anybody about this.
How many people do you think saw something and wrote it off as something else? Suppressed it for
if
a while?
I had that quote from one person who just assumed that it was testing from the Air Force Base.
Right.
So there's potentially other people who saw and they're like, oh yeah, it's just Kelsler or whatever it's called. You know, they're just doing something, or you know, didn't think twice about it, or yeah, I mean that's possible.
I didn't see anything that said Kiesler had anything on their radars that evening.
I did not look into that whatsoever.
I didn't either.
I don't know, but those really recent other people having seen something like kind of speak volumes to me. So I mean, I get like the other one, like cool, 12 people reported it, but like if the story's already out, people are gonna be like, oh, you know, I saw some lights that night, something weird.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just actually an airplane that they saw and not
Or
whatever
both.
this other thing was, or yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. 73. So at least there's that, but I don't know. This one's fucking tricky. Like if I'm like putting this at 50-50 between like it was either like it kind of seems like it's either he was in a hypnagogic state or like it was real. If he actually saw what he says he did. So he's either lying, he was in a hypnagogic state, or he was abducted by crab people.
If he was in a hypnagogic state,
Fucking
how do you
Zoidberg,
explain...
I can't believe I didn't think about this until right now.
Come on.
Shit.
How do you explain Parker's
Thank you.
involvement? If he was just in a hypnagogic state,
The theory with Parker is that Parker passed out,
drunk,
or
out, sleeping,
yeah,
fell asleep.
drunk, fell asleep, passed out, woke
But
up
he
after the fact, and Charles already had his experience, so Charles is fucking freaking the fuck out. Charles came back to, and he's fucking
wailing about
screaming,
stuff.
fucking yeah, freaking out, and he's like, you know, Calvin's laying there, so he fucking grabs Calvin. They fucking get up and they're running to the car. He's like, holy shit, freaking out. Calvin's just kind of like, what happened? Like,
Yeah,
what's going on? Like, I don't remember. Like, I fainted right away. Like, I was so scared. And then
Just
Calvin
to go
fucking rattles it
along
off, and
with
he's just
it?
kind of like, holy shit, I can't believe this happened. Still a little fucking drunk. And the next thing you know, you're fucking on the news for the situation. So I think that's what they're saying is like, he's just in that spot of like, he kind of. Did you look at the picture of them? Open the picture. It's in my notes if you don't have it. In the links at the very bottom. It's the 4th one down, photo of Charles and Calvin.
From the sun.co.uk.
That is the one. Yeah, if you could pull up that photo real quick.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm just
Loading.
talking because this is primarily audio.
Primary, yes.
Yeah, you know, like thing show.
This is a voices show.
Of what?
It's a voices. Just listen to voices.
What? Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Oh, it's weird. There we go. Okay, here are our boys.
The boys. But look at how fucking look at Calvin's face. He's kind of got this like,
ooh.
oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like there's
He
something
looks
there
like
that's
he's in jail and his dad is there to pick him up. Just
Look, he's literally
disappointed.
got his tongue pressed into the side of his cheek there. He's like, huh. Because
Got
it's already
myself
at
in
that
deep.
point where it's like, you can't go back from here. And it's not like, I'm sure he has no reason not to believe Charles. And so that if it just stumble into the situation and then you have no out, is that why he's so uncomfortable?
I mean, you have an out. You always have an out. Just tell the truth. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't recall being abducted. But to come out and say that you do recall being abducted or, details of abduction.
Coming back out now and being like, I lied. I do
I'll
remember
tell you what.
it was real bad. I don't know what his voice sounds like. I'm just using that voice for no apparent reason. I apologize if I'm offending anybody. That's just the voice that I'm using. I don't know. It's like a three-way tie on this one, man. It's kind of tricky. The number of people who also saw a UFO kind of lends credence to
them telling the truth.
Them
Something
experiencing something. It lends credence to it not being hoaxed unless they happen to witness a UFO and then made up a bigger story than seeing a UFO, which seems fucking stupid to me.
Correct.
But whatever. If other people see the UFO, like the hypnagogic state is super compelling as well because it ticks like almost all of the boxes, but Parker, like having seen anything, any second of that, like he seemed like he saw the doors and the doors opened.
Yes. Yeah, he had details
like
before
that little
being abducted.
Like that is like originally it, and the other people that is like that pushes me towards like something actually happened to these.
Yeah. I don't know how far out of the way do you go to help a buddy lie about something like this.
I mean, I got you, fam. But
does Charles? Do you think Charles believed something real happened? It's obviously like a shot in the dark because you have no idea. You've never met the guy or talked to him.
I've never met the guy. I don't know. He certainly seemed like he did. I believe he went to his grave believing or claiming that he was telling the truth. I don't think he ever came out and said otherwise.
A lot of people I saw on YouTube say that he was a very stand-up, honest guy, like in the comments. But also people that are interested in that kind of thing
I've seen
looking for those kind of videos. Yeah. Right. I just feel like there's a little bit of, I don't know the right word for it, that they're on his side already. So of course they're gonna say something nice about him.
Is that good or bad?
Him.
Well, yeah, but like I don't know the guy at all. I don't know if that makes it easier or more difficult for me to assess the situation.
We're pretty skeptical though. Like you
that's the thing. Is like, well, I'm pretty skeptical, but like I also just like because I have to play devil's advocate, and I've never met the fucking guy. But like if I knew the guy, and I was like, I mean, yeah, like he's a good dude. Like I fucking like hung out with him. He mowed my yard. He fucking
we chilled.
Picked up my kid from school. Like no big deal. Like my dog got out and he caught my dog. I don't know. Fucking whatever. Yeah, he brought me some catfish. We went to a barbecue. I don't know. Like if somebody fucking knows the guy, I feel like you'd be a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, the word you're looking for is biased. Yeah, I suppose.
Thank you.
But I don't know. Like how do I know if it's tough? It is that situation of it being. All three are very compelling and seem fucking reasonable at this point. Unfortunately, I have to say that fucking the aliens seems reasonable because I don't know what the fuck else to think.
Okay, what do you think about like? I feel like in a lot of alien abduction cases, they're revisited or something else happens to them with involving these aliens somehow.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's like certain people that are like chosen or just subject to being abducted more often or in contact with aliens more often?
It seems like, yeah, like sometimes like like some people who claim to see them, it's just like they have like regular encounters with them for a number of years, and then it will stop for a period of time and then start again. It was like David Huggins.
David
That
Huggins. Yeah.
is that
Mhm.
the paintings that we will not be linking to in the description? Is that guy?
You can go watch that episode and look at the links in the description.
I don't remember if that wasn't reptilians. That was was that was that grays or insectoids? I don't remember what episode that was. Listen to the alien episodes, the other alien episodes that we did.
You should.
Yeah, but like but part of that is like sometimes people seem like they're totally full of shit, and then they just like they need something else to keep their story going because they've told the same boring story 50,000 times, and everybody is like, this dude's full of shit, and he's like, but I'm not, because they came to me again and they did the same thing, and they told me that I am special and I am a star child or whatever the fuck
and
they
I'm
call
here
it.
to do something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Some fucking
It was always that.
woo-woo shit. So I don't know.
I have not been visited by an alien, but I really want to be. Just to know.
Is it worth getting probed?
Is it worth like feeling like you've lost your mind?
I already feel like that every fucking day, man.
Yeah, you're telling me, man.
Yeah, you over there, essential staff, essential employee.
Here to provide the bread.
I'm upset. I'm upset that I actually laughed at that. I want you to know I'm visibly upset.
Bread producer. Alien abductions are tough, bro.
I don't.
I have no reason to believe anybody, but I also believe there are aliens.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I want to, and I shared a video of this on the Discord like a day or two after it happened. There was allegedly a video that was from the ISS live feed of like a UFO. I don't know. I mean, something was there, but like the way that it behaved, like it looked like it just like took off. It was going, and then it just like went up and just out, just like dipped off. It was definitely like there was like a UFO video that, you know, and I've been kind of trying to follow it, and nothing's really come of it since, unfortunately, because super into that one. I'll try to link to that video in the description. I need to find it again. That'll take me a little bit of time, but I will link to that one in the description. That was very recent, not involving this whatsoever. Just I'm also on board with like there being life outside of Earth. I think that makes sense. I just don't know the extent of it. I don't know that it's ever been here, because there's only like isn't there only a limit to how far we are able to travel based on the fact that the universe is expanding?
Is it that is making it so we can't travel? I mean,
not entirely, because like closer distances would be attainable, but if it's so far away, like you have to take into account that the universe is expanding to
by
get
the time
there.
we get there, it won't be there.
So by the time you get to this location, it won't be there. You have to do the math to figure out, okay, after X amount of, I mean, if you're going that far, it's got to take a long time, but okay, excuse me, legit physicist in the chat over here. The fuck, bro? What is this?
Yo.
Okay, but yeah, like how?
Lots of math.
I already don't. It's just like that itself is just like so big. I just the math is dare I say astronomical? You know, it's
mathematical. We're waiting for Chamomile Cat's help.
Well, I don't even remember what the fuck we needed help with, if I'm being honest with you.
Something about traveling through space and it not being there when we get.
Oh yeah, I don't know where the fuck it's, but yeah, I don't know. I either way, I mean, even if it's expanding slower than we think, like, oh god damn it, I don't know how delayed this shit is. So when people fucking say things like good word choice, I don't know. Oh, that's not astronomical. He appreciates my pun. I get it. I remember. how or if everything about the universe is fucking speculation, and it fucking hurts me inside. But either way,
love it.
I want it. Yes, I can't not think that we're not the only ones. There's no fucking way.
No way. Too much.
I can't. There's too much space. There's too much time. I don't know how complex the life is. Maybe it exists in fucking vast numbers in single cell organisms all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck's to say? What, like Europa? Is that
the moon around
Jupiter?
Uranus? Jupiter, I think.
Jupiter. That's
Titan.
just like completely iced, and so the idea is that like the core is warm enough to keep the ice
Sustain life.
liquid slightly under the surface, and that you can have this life underneath, and that it's supposed to be like primed for life in that. So it seems likely that if there is places that we know about like definitively that are so like it seems like life could definitely exist here when life is so vast on our planet and so diverse. Like, why the fuck wouldn't it be anywhere? How are we lucky enough that like this happened, but this happened so fucking crazy and so much?
I mean, could we just be incredibly lucky?
That's one of the theories. That's one of them is that we are the only one that ever will be.
I think that's crazy because life
that
has
seems
started
harder for me
and
to believe.
restarted multiple times according to science. Take that for what it's worth.
Oh my god! Now we're talking about the fucking Fermi paradox. Yeah. Okay. So if we're gonna get
all
into
should
this
look
shit,
into the podcast, Chamomile Cat, because we covered the Fermi paradox.
No. So I believe that was actually pre-Counting Cryptids that we talked about.
Cat. Not OG enough. Sorry.
Nathaniel definitely would have. That would have been USOs, right? That we probably talked about that.
God.
no.
Yeah,
You're fine. You're fine. It's not like it's not
shit.
irrelevant. It's on topic. So the Fermi paradox is like there is. Okay, so I think that is the question that we need to first talk about the Drake equation, which is like if you take the math of like this is how many planets there are, this is how many are like remotely habitable or we think are habitable. If it's only this percent, and if only this percent have life, there's still like X amount of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of planets that should have life. And then the Fermi paradox is like, okay, if there should be all of this life throughout the universe, where the fuck is it? Why don't we know about it? So then you have to start to talk about, okay, like, are we the only ones that ever have been or ever were? Or am I losing my fucking camera here? I am, because I'm fucking pounding my desk with enthusiasm. But then you have like things like the Great Filter and which would be like, okay, so there's something that life has to overcome that is super difficult for it to overcome, and generally it doesn't, and it's super rare for it to, which some people would think that it would be like, okay, like going from a single cell organism to a multiple cell organism would be a huge jump. I'm sure that took a long time evolutionarily on Earth as well, so maybe that is, there's a number of things on that Great Filter. I don't fucking have all of that in front of me. I mean, part of that could be too that there is a more advanced civilization somewhere in the universe that would be like they don't want other colonies or other kinds of beings to exist, so then they go and wipe you out, or just add X amount of unforeseen factors that we can't even fucking predict. It's been a long time since I fucking looked into this, so I'm just rattling this shit off the top of my head, but like that's what I got on that. Is just like it's just the questions, man. It's just like, where the fuck is it? If it's supposed to be everywhere, why don't we see any of it?
Yeah, I've got the Drake equation pulled up on stream. And it's
what is the number?
Numerous different things. It doesn't have a number. It just like what goes into the Drake equation.
Okay.
I didn't know
if you had like a number. I didn't know if you had like an estimated like range between the number of like this is roughly how many planets should just like, you know what I mean? Like if we take all of these numbers into it. God damn it, I keep pounding my desk and I don't see that this fucking camera's
I think you'll have to watch Where Are All the Aliens with Fraser Crane on
with Fraser? Let's fucking go, brother.
Fraser Crane. At one time I knew there was a number, but there's no way. No way we're not.
I don't know. It's tough to say.
The scariest thing to me is, the great what is it called? The dividing line. You know, like the
Great filter,
Nathaniel.
the thing they were just talking about.
Yeah, the great filter. Like that's the scariest thing to me. Like
If
it
we
could
haven't
be-
reached that point yet, do we?
Yeah.
Do we like that? Or if there's multiples of them, and like we've cool like 3/4 of the way through, but this last one, you got the boss fight ahead
It's
of
a
you still. You know,
doozy,
like
yeah.
it's a doozy. Some people think the filter is nuclear power, but I don't know. I think we're still pretty likely to kill ourselves off. Yeah, you are not fucking wrong.
From what I understand, the nuclear power isn't that dangerous, but you know,
From my
Chernobyl
understanding,
and
they
whatnot,
built fucking nuclear power plants having no idea how to
turn them off.
correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is they're like, cool, we got it on, but like, how do you turn it off? Maybe I'm just mistaking that for that scene in Spider-Man, but I think that's real. You know what I'm talking about with Doc Ock? Where
Yeah,
he's got like the mini sun, and then it
Mhm.
becomes uncontained and starts to like eat part of the city. Shit.
so people are afraid of
I don't
that.
know what's
It's
real or
going to
not
happen to the black
anymore.
hole. That's what happened in 2012 with the Large Hadron Collider. That's why we're here
What?
with COVID-19.
Would you like to see my vast quantities of wealth that I brought down here just for this occasion? It's bottle caps, baby. You want to know how many more I got? A family-sized box of Cheerios full, baby.
I thought that was just full of Cheerios.
Nah, fam. It's my vast wealth in the apocalypse of bottle caps.
You gonna trade your bottle caps for some cigarettes or something later?
Bottle caps is currency in the apocalypse. Are you unaware of this?
Yeah, you're gonna buy some cigarettes.
Anything I fucking need, homie. I'm set.
Do the people take wine corks? Is that worth anything?
No, I don't think so. I used to drink a lot of beer, but I've been saving those for years, man. I wonder. I was so at the disc golf course here, the one in campus. People used to do art with bottle caps. They would do like dragons or like a big Mario thing or whatever the fuck it was. And so I was saving up bottle caps to do an art piece there. That never happened. But I was actually going to do like a Mario and Luigi thing. That's why I have so many red ones and so many green ones. A lot of Heineken and New Belgium Fat Tire. I like Fat Tire.
I like art.
Yeah, I never did it, but now it turns
have to
out that I'm rich,
do it.
biatch.
You have to do it on your front porch when you put down some concrete.
I have enough fucking dirt in the backyard that I should just do it back there. Jesus Christ.
Your dog would eat them.
No, I put them. Yeah, they probably fucking.
Get dug up.
She'd fucking hurt herself on them somehow because she's so goddamn crazy. We've gotten completely off topic. We're just talking about our lives at this point, and I'm about to fucking go
Welcome
off
to
the rails
Counting
about how my
Cryptids.
dog ripped her fucking toe off 3 weeks ago. But like,
Mhm.
I'm not getting into that right now. We're trying to fucking stay on topic here.
Do you have any more information on these guys, Charles and Calvin?
No, I
Calvin?
don't. I've been done on my notes for a long time. I don't
Yeah.
think I have anything else. I
We're just
want to
milking
believe
the
it.
old time clock.
I don't know anything else about the guys, unfortunately, so it's hard for me to say. Your argument of Calvin just being like, I can't handle living in this lie, I gotta fucking get out of here, is pretty compelling to me as well. I just keep coming back to the number of people who saw a UFO that same day.
Yeah, that's odd. Shoot, I don't know. Jacob. I think
don't
I
know.
gotta.
One of three. Where do you lie?
I gotta believe him. I'm going with Charles and Calvin telling the truth. At least the initial thing. I can't back up.
Could they have milked it in the future for whatever sake? Sure.
For some little amount of wealth, anything,
That they did not
Yeah.
occur.
popularity, whatever they want, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, the original event seems pretty compelling. Calvin is mortified, and he allegedly slept through the whole thing or didn't.
Or also
I don't
got
know
a
what
needle
to
in his
make of
dick.
that. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
That was a weird bit that I am glad that
20
I hadn't
years
seen,
later
but
to
am now upset
remember.
that I had to hear.
20 years later, remember that your dick got stabbed.
No, I mean I think
to-
you remember
to-
that one. I
maybe
think
just
you
to-
remember that one, bud.
Yeah, you remember that, but just don't tell anybody. Maybe tell
I
people
mean that's
you
definitely
remember.
not something that I just like.
You can leave out the dick part. You don't have to add the dick part.
But like they're grilling you and like, okay, but like really, what happened though? Nothing, dude. I told you that's it. And they're like, well, the lie detector says that there's more. All right,
Look
man.
at the base of
I
my
fucking-
penis.
You had also mentioned something about like drugs being involved. We know now that at least one of them had been drinking, so they did not run a toxicology report, which I assume is something you do on living people, but
I thought it was
we
only
had
on dead
talked
people.
earlier,
I
now-
could be wrong.
Now we have no idea.
I've only been watching Dexter like on and off the last few weeks.
I thought it was just like they just test your blood for X
I mean,
substance
that's
or whatever.
probably
and that's
what
the
it is,
information.
but-
Whether you're alive or dead, it doesn't matter. But I am
just-
definitely not a doctor.
Nor am I.
I just call everyone I meet doctor. You can run
Doctor?
blood alcohol levels. Yeah, exactly. They could have done some sort of testing,
Something.
but it does not appear that they did. I don't believe, other than the polygraph test.
And I believe the sheriffs thought they might have been drunk in the first place when they walked in.
I don't know if that was just when they walked in or when they're like, "Hey, we were just abducted by aliens."
Well, yeah, but like
So I
pretty
don't- I don't-
early on.
But was it like they legitimately were like, okay, these guys appear to be intoxicated, or like these guys came in and are claiming to be abducted by aliens? They got.
They might be a
fucking
little
What are you
drunk.
talking?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's
Don't
where I'm
know.
at on that one. It's
I wasn't there. I don't know.
hard to say. The waking dream thing was super compelling to me, and I really like that. Unfortunately,
I still just
I think with all the other people seeing the UFO and then the small bit that
Calvin.
Calvin had to throw in their private conversation.
Yeah.
Those small pieces are enough to sway me to like I can't not. I have to agree with. I have to say I'm on their side with this. Unfortunately, I wanted to go with the others, but
That's what was thrown. I think that Charles
yes, we were
was
talking about small town cops in the 70s.
Charles was in the Vietnam War, I believe, and still described this moment as the scariest moment of his life.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I think I read that in one place.
I mean, he lived through the Vietnam War, and,
Right.
or whatever the war it
I'm
was that he
sure
was in.
saw some crazy shit. Sure, it wasn't cupcakes and rainbows and unicorns.
All right, so of all of the alleged extraterrestrial species that we have talked about on this show, what greys, reptilians, insectoids, Pleiadians,
Yes.
and whatever the fuck these crab people are, which one would you rather be?
Which one would I rather be?
Which one
I
would
think-
you rather be?
I like the Pleiadians. It might just be the blonde hair, blue eyes type deal, but
So you just want to be
I just want to be me, but
you?
better.
You just want to be you. Okay, cool. I was thinking the crab claws sounded sick, but the one leg's kind of bullshit.
I got the clamps. You want to get clamped?
Insectoids is kind of cool, but reptilians are like assholes though. I don't think I wanna
Insectoids
be
got
an
that
asshole.
exoskeleton. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think insectoids is kind of cool. I think that's the
Like an
one. that I wanna-
armor on the outside.
Nah, see, but they're like the weird cucky ones, right?
They
God
are
damn it.
the
This
cucky
just got
ones.
weird again. Fuck. Ugh.
Also, grays. I don't know. Are they super
Clamps.
intelligent? They got the clamps.
Yeah, but the Greys don't have reproductive organs. Definitively don't have reproductive organs, and that is upsetting to
There
me.
are no reproductive organs mentioned in this sighting either. The lobster clawed aliens.
Yeah.
But to live like Zoidberg for a day might be worth it.
If it was actually Zoidberg, but I don't think we've actually like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't. I mean the Pleiadians is the easy answer. That's the easy out, right?
The
like
most
that's the,
normal human.
Yeah, just dye
one.
my hair and be fucking done. Like let's be honest. Retract their reproductive organs.
Shoot.
I am upset. I am upset. All right. I think that's all we got on this
No,
one.
no,
right?
no. We're not done yet. Jacob, we
mean,
got to
with
figure out who. Well, yeah, done with this week's.
This.
Yeah, okay, we're
We
moving
need to
on.
Yeah, okay. So last week, what did we talk about?
Spring-loaded
K.
cock. Kushtaka is what we talked about
Kushtaka,
last
yes.
week.
Last episode, we talked about the Kushtaka, the Alaskan otter man.
Yeah.
And of course, this time we talked about this abduction. So of the alien creatures, the extraterrestrial beings that these men encountered, or the big otter man people from Alaska. Who do you think wins in a fight?
Man. Lobster man or otter man?
I go with the lobsters.
I don't know, because otters break those little things on their bellies with rocks.
You have just big brained the shit out of this, and now I have no idea what to think about my life anymore.
I'm about to turn off chat. I literally can't look at them. Is this Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water? Nathan says, you mean Grinding Nemo.
Oh,
Crying.
fuck.
I'm going to go with the Pascagoula clamping lobstermen.
I think that's where I'm at. I think they just float them away.
Yeah, they're paralyzed as soon as they either touch or see them. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah,
but
I think their ability. Okay, but could the Kushtaka turn the extraterrestrial into a Kushtaka, because that was something that they were able to do? Or is it then a hybrid of an otter and this extraterrestrial, and the Kushtaka was a hybrid of like a human and an otter? You know what I mean? Like, can it be part otter, part extraterrestrial? Can it turn it into part otter and then
maybe they just combine.
abduct the alien? It would just be a really wrinkly otter. Like, what are those fucking dogs called?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna type wrinkly dog and see what the fuck comes up. Yeah,
you'll find
a
it.
Sharpei, SHAR-PEI, a Sharpei. Pull that bad boy up. The wrinkly bitches. You know what I'm talking about.
How do you spell?
I literally just spelled it for you.
Okay,
What are you doing to your
okay.
face there?
I was trying to Sharpay my face. We got a
I fucking
Sharpay here.
hate you so much.
The Chinese dog breed.
Yeah,
The Sharpay.
I was seeing a picture of these the wrinkly bitches. Yeah. When they're puppies, they're just fucking wrinkles.
Literally wrinkly bitches. Female dogs.
Thank you, Connor, for appreciating my joke. Okay,
What I'm here for.
I think we both landed on. I gotta go with the extraterrestrials. I think that they have a little more bang for their buck there.
The Zoidbergs, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
head on over to social media. Let us know what you think. We're doing polls on Instagram, Twitter, and Discord right now. So head on over and let us know who you think would win. We asked the same thing last episode of the Kushtaka and whatever the fuck we talked about before that, which was the Popobawa.
Yes.
And Connor has the results for that. Probably not ready, but shortly we'll have ready.
They're ready. Enough.
No, they're ready. Cool. Okay. Fucking full send.
Oh my. I'm going to start with the Instagram.
Do it.
27 votes across the board.
Thank you.
Very close. 14 Kushtaka, 13 Popobawa.
The Popobawa again was the rapey demon guy, right?
Yeah.
The
Zimbabwe.
rogue djinn allegedly. Was it Zimbabwe? Yes,
don't
you are
think-
correct. It was the island of Pemba, just off of
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, I believe.
Uh,
You said it was in favor of Popobawa on Instagram?
no, Kushtaka by
Kushtaka.
1 vote.
Holy shit,
And-
okay.
Discord, it was 4 votes for Kushtaka and 3 for Popobawa. So
Okay.
we're up 2. on Kushtaka. And I don't even want to get into Twitter's votes because what are they've had what 3 weeks off now to vote.
What, like
One
2 people
person-
vote?
One
Yeah,
person
one.
voted. Kushtaka.
Okay, what they vote for? All right, so Kushtaka is the winner.
Hold on. I got a soundboard.
Victory!
You can't hear it, but it's on the stream. It was Victory from Smash Bros.
Oh, I got it just in time on stream.
Fire.
Excellent. Cool. So again, head on over to social media, Instagram, Twitter,
Linked all
especially
down
Twitter,
below.
Discord. Again, Twitter, and yeah, hit
Twitter.
hit whatever you think is on on Twitter. Whatever one you think is the one that would win. They're not there now if you're watching live. Episode goes up this next Thursday, the 9th,
My son's
probably. Yeah.
I better do that early.
I feel like we
Also-
have something else that we didn't do, but I don't know what
Don't
it is.
we always? I don't know, man.
You said
Uh,
also what? Am I the only person on Twitter? Yeah, you're the only person on Twitter.
Thanks, Chamomile Cat. We recognize you as one of our top Twitter followers.
as the
The top.
top Twitter.
I'm editing a podcast soon. That's not
Okay.
ours, not this one.
Oh yes, that thing. Okay.
I am last I was told is I'll get a notification at some point, and I've got 1 to 2 days to turn it around. Pretty much.
So you're just eagerly awaiting for someone to shit in your inbox.
Yes, it's gonna come at the most inopportune time, and he's not really paying me that much, so kind of get what you get, bud. It's not gonna be any more than I do for this podcast. That's for damn sure.
I mean, anything you learn over there, bud.
I'm not gonna learn anything, but I'll bring it right on back over.
Well, I can't search for this. This is a catastrophe. What do you mean? I am trying to. Yep. God, see you.
Got it.
This is like the exact fucking ones I use on Slack, and there's fucking actually a goddamn gold stars. Where the fuck are the actual goddamn
That's-
gold
that ain't
stars?
it.
I need to get you your goddamn gold star. Ah! I mean, yours is a
The
gold
white
shooting star.
medium
I suppose-
star
I suppose. My God,
is a
I am.
glowing
I am just.
star.
We're gone. We're gone. We're gone. This is.
There's
This
your
is.
gold star chamomile cat.
This is out of hand. I don't know. Do we have anything else? Is this everything?
Oh,
He found the
shoot.
goddamn gold star.
No, that's a white star, Nathaniel.
It's a white medium star, but it looks gold on
Correct.
my screen, so I'm gonna give
looks
it.
gold
I'm
to
gonna,
me.
I'm gonna give it
I
up.
mean, it looks
I'm
no
gonna give it
more
up.
gold than my shooting star, but
Appreciate you, bud. All right. I see that there is a lot more people subscribed on YouTube now. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to subscribe to our YouTube channel for fucking no reason, because nobody's watching the content once it's on YouTube. But hey, fucking keep hitting that subscribe button, guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
being
Fucking
here.
follow us. Yeah, no big deal. Maybe one day you'll catch one of the live shows. I guess.
67.
I mean, I guess. See, that's one more. Mine says 166. I haven't refreshed the page. Somebody
Hey!
now. So,
I got nobody, but yeah, thanks.
all right. I'm gonna call it there. How about fucking stay safe? Wash your hands. Stay inside. Be good. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you in a couple weeks or on
Yeah,
Thursday.
that's shit. Yeah.
All right, peace. Should I play the outro music?
Fucking do it. I don't care. I think we're the only ones left in here anyway. Oh, he's trying to fucking hit me with that again. I hope he can hear me fucking getting mad at him for doing that buffering thing. Yeah, he can. Good. You motherfucker. I guess I didn't need to leave yet. I assumed you turned it off. It is done. Yes. Hello. Are you gone? Oh, you're here. Okay. It's just still going even too. Wow. Okay. I left the call and came back and it's still going. That's weird. All right. Oh, the outro music's playing. I shut the stream down. I think that was a known issue.